Good, we on.
We get to get together, joy. We get to get together. Can I talk to my mama? She used to say, boy, why settle for an apple? You can have a peach. Man, the whole house smelling like persico. Yeah, a little bit of flour. Bird, you never see the caddy. You getting someplace they don't strange. Yeah, don't sweat it, let it. I won't regret it, I don't care. Hey, look who got a speedway. Look who got a speedway. You can pretty say cheese. Get the apple like an all-night star. Make me wonder what she would have done for a crime. Give a fuck about that. I must have a hole in my heart. I always sleep on my chest. My way. Hole in my heart. Just bring me back on the line. Stop playing. And I do what plays do. If it's funny but low, we still don't have a joke. I'm a chill, cause it's a treat. Friends will tell me. The chop up game is what we do. Yeah, what we do. Yeah. I got a hole in my heart and I don't. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about you. Give a fuck about you. Don't give a fuck about that. I must have that hole in my heart. I always speak from my chest. When people get together, joy. When people get together, man, he want to text a bitch. I catch a bitch, I break a bitch and make her sell a pussy. Nigga, this your girlfriend. If that bitch decided to A1 right now, your whole world. I catch a bitch first thing and tell her it's me. She laughs like you been told her it's yo. No, I swear, bitch, I don't hold hands, go to beaches like I'm a trip. 2 years passed and she ain't seen the sun. Give a fuck about that. I must have that hole in my heart. I always speak from my chest. Always do things my way. Always a joy. One time, let's go. Joy. It's always a joy. If we get together, baby. Yes, sir. Get away, Yafi.
That was cold.
Yes, sir. It was appropriate. Always a joy when people get together. What up, Pete? What up, Afi? LDA, Sazo. Oh, Jay Finesse in the building too? Oh, they're not ready, man. They might as well throw a super chat in right now. Let's throw a super chat in right now up top, man. It's gonna be a lot of super friends, man.
What up, though?
Yeah. Peace to the chat, man. Peace to everybody. Everybody introduce themselves. Well, don't all go in at once.
It was muted. I forgot. My bad. What up, Trap? What up, Afi Kingdom, man? I mean, you know, we got Jay Finesse, LDA, and Zazo up in here, man. I know Zazo, he wanted to sprinkle the people with a little bit of joy, man. So go ahead and let you just whoop boop.
I'm hella happy. You dig? Yeah, man. It's Zazo out here. You dig? And I'm with the family, man. It's a Friday night. We on hella chill mode. And it is what it is. We
Yes,
finna
sir.
chop up. We finna chop up hella game.
What you think about the topic as far as, well, you know what? Let me just say this real quick. Reason why I feel that this is important is because it's a lot of measuring and shit like that, and it's like cats don't realize like what certain motherfuckers care about. You don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so you kind of gotta know like what's your definition of success. Like, you know, my success is some chill shit. I just want to have freedom and do shit that I like and get paid for it. That's so it ain't to have $1 million and 50 bitches, but somebody might assume that it is, or they may want that shit. But we can't really compare each other because everybody got different goals and You know what I mean? Just like some people,
That's a fact.
you may see somebody at Target, right, or Walmart, for instance, and they're the greeter and shit. And you be like, damn, man. I mean, they fucked up in life. Why are they only doing that? Not knowing like shit. They retire, they get a gang of bread, and they just do that shit to get discount on plants for their garden and shit. They just on some chill shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You thinking
But
they
Right.
oh
success is subjective, bro.
yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can be making hella bread, but you unhappy in what you doing, and you hate that shit. So is that success just because you getting a
Right.
lot of money?
Right. For a lot of people, that is what success is, man. They can hate going to their job every day, but hey, they like to say that they make 6 figures a year, drive the nice luxury car, got the mansion in the hill, but at the same time, what I mean, they contemplating suicide. You know what I mean, because the pressure's so high. You know what I mean,
I
but
mean, look at how many successful celebrities and entertainers we done seen kill themselves, or
right.
what we so-called say successful. You
Hmm.
know, they successful to us because they have more than us, and they doing a whole lot of fly shit. But the next thing you know, they done off themselves.
And another thing is people never stop to think or ask themselves what did these people do or sacrifice in order to get what I'm saying what it is they have. You never know. Some of these people had to sacrifice their firstborn. You know what I mean? And I'm being literal with that shit when I talk
Yeah,
about
you
these
right.
celebrities
You
and
right.
stuff. You know what I mean? So when you see these dudes with these Bentleys and all these chains and whatever, you don't know what they did in order to be in that position, man. So be careful what you know what I'm saying. Be careful what you ask and you wish for, because they may be asking you for the same proposition, man.
Facts.
But when it comes to success, as far as like my definition, when people think about success, a lot of times they think about you know, a success that'll happen in 10 years from now, and I have to grind every day for 10 years. Like, yeah, that's true. That's a form of success. But me personally, I like to give myself, I guess, not many rewards, but many victories. So for example, like my goal, or what I thought would be a success would be, to become a surgeon. But I recognize that one of the times that I felt successful was just making it to med school. But at the same time, I realize sometimes the things that you think are successes really should be a checkpoint. That's like somebody winning the conference finals, you know what I mean, and celebrating like they won the chip. Like your fam, you got to win a chip to really be, you know what I mean, to really be quote unquote successful at the end of a season. So be mindful of what's a checkpoint and what's actually a success. You know what I mean?
So there's a difference between a winning season and a successful season.
Hmm. You know what? This is what I would say. I would say yes. To me, a winning season is if you have the winningest record in the regular season.
Yes.
That's that's a winning season. But to me, a successful season, if you don't have a chip, how is that successful? Like,
I
what's
mean,
the
like
what's the
like
goal of you even
winning,
starting the season?
like in the sports world, winning a winning season is more wins than losses. Even
Correct.
if you don't win the ship, you know what I'm saying? That's still a
See,
good season.
now do you consider the regular season and the playoffs the same? Like, could I consider like two different like seasons? You got the regular season and the playoff is a different season. That's the way I look at it. Maybe people look at it differently, but I always looked at it like whatever happens in the regular season is the regular season, because Hall of Famers and the people that that are in the forefront of sports, they make their names in the playoff, the quote unquote second season. So to me, that's two separate seasons. Even with fantasy football. You know what I mean? Like you got your regular season, but you got your playoffs. That's whole two completely different things. So that's just my assessment of it.
Okay, so check this out. As far as the game of life,
Hmm.
what's the regular season and what's the playoffs? What's the winning season and what's success?
Mm, mm. Well, quick thought of that. I'll say the regular season is what society says that you should be doing. You should have this type of job. You should have make this much money and
Hmm.
whatever. That's the regular season. That's the
Yeah.
playoffs to me are your personal goals. Like now I want to be a world traveler. Now I want to have residence outside the country. Like nobody, nobody society's saying that.
Or
That's the
are you
playoff.
manifesting what you really want to do?
Absolutely. And the funny
Okay.
thing is, the regular season for me, the regular that's a great question, Sazo. The regular season for me was becoming a surgeon, going to med school, going to college. You know what I'm saying? Doing quote unquote supposed to do, being a long-term relationship, being a monogamous relationship. So
Yeah.
when I was dismissed from school, it's almost like that shit shook me up. But it was another season. It was a part of my life that I didn't even see coming. You know what I'm saying? I never even. I was so that put it like this. That was the first time that I didn't accomplish a goal. So I was in a position where that I'd never been in before. So as far as the analogy goes, when it comes to the playoffs was my life after that happened. Because after that happened, that's when I was on some. I'm gonna do me. Like that, listening to the regular season rules and applications, that shit don't work, man. I gotta figure out my own shit. And
So
go ahead.
so in the eyes of people, you were winning because
Yeah.
you were in medical school.
Yep.
You was
In a
in route.
relationship.
You was
Yep.
good route. Going where you wanted to go. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I can dig that, but
Right.
at the end of the day, alpha shit is doing what you really want to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
R-
And I would,
RPC,
go ahead.
RPC
Not
to add
not based off of what society, because I did that whole shit too. You know what I mean? I went to school and dropped out
Right.
because I realized this ain't it for me.
Right.
I don't
Right.
need this, and
Exactly.
this ain't fulfilling me.
Now, let me say this before we move on. I will say this though. I don't want to leave this conversation without saying that I don't regret anything that happened. If I could ask myself if I can go back and do it over again, I would do it exactly the way it happened because, like I said, when it comes to L's, I don't take losses. I take lessons. You know what I mean? That's why I could talk about it in without a negative feeling behind it, like I'm upset or whatever. Like I work with surgeons today. Like the profession I'm in now, I work side by side with surgeons. And the funny thing about it, I do not want to be in their shoes, man. But
okay,
half my life,
RPC,
go ahead.
RPC,
I
hold
was
on
just
right
laughing.
there.
Go
You
ahead.
see what you just said right there. So
Mm-hmm.
we just said what's the regular season and the playoffs,
Yeah, I
right?
feel you though.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Regular
Like
season.
I don't have any
Hey,
regrets.
Sazo, you can hear Jesse? Yo, Jesse.
Nah.
Yeah, yo. Hey, yo, this happened on another live, man. All right, so Jesse, you go ahead. Yo, Sazo, Jesse about to
Yeah.
say
So
something.
Okay.
so you were just saying regular season and playoffs. Regular season is every stage in your life till you find your purpose.
Mm,
The playoffs is when you find your purpose,
mm,
and the championship is fulfillment and achieving
mm,
mastery in your purpose. You dig?
mm,
So let's say, to give you an analogy, right to the point where you said there are some surgeons who are unfulfilled and unhappy. Those
mm,
surgeons, they're the 73 they're the 73 and 9 Golden State Warriors. They had a great season, but guess
mm,
what? Never won a championship. They had a
mm,
great season on paper, greatest team on earth on paper, greatest record ever, but guess what? Never received a championship.
mm,
Every other team with a worse record that has reached that ship has been better than them, regardless of the record they have. So guess what? Even if in the regular season you have your regular season is full of excellence. Let's say you have a regular season, you're
mm,
in the rat race, you're doing what you're supposed to, and you're excelling of it. You're excelling, but that fulfillment is not there. You feel like you're lacking inside. Guess what? You never win a championship. But
facts.
let's say you know what? Let's say Toronto Raptors, for example. You do load management, you don't go that hard in the regular season, but when the playoffs come, you figured out where you want to be, where your standing is supposed to be in the playoff, and you lock and load, and you navigate
Mm,
the waters. Once you've achieved, once you found that purpose, you stood up in it, you followed that path, the mastery, you've got that fulfillment. That's where that championship is.
mm.
So some people
I,
might think the regular season is the championship, but in reality, it isn't. It's that next step up that only a few people who step outside themselves will be able to see. So, yes, to add on to your point, those surgeons, they're the 73 and 9 Golden State Warriors. They've had a hell of a season, but guess what? They'll never win the championship because they're not fulfilled and they're not doing what
on the
their
inside.
soul yearns. Yeah, their soul yearns. So I just wanted to add on to that.
Hey,
Nah,
Jesse,
definitely.
that was fucking fire, but I'm a Warriors fan, so fuck you, nigga. Nah, exactly right, man. Like, dog, you know who to me is not successful?
Who's that?
Floyd Mayweather. You know why I say that?
Mm,
That nigga's a 50-0 simp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's losing in that.
but
In that.
that's
Yeah,
the thing.
go ahead.
Like,
you got to look at things from like different aspects though, because that's just work, you know. That's how they say don't let your work define you. As a technician, as a craftsman, he was the best. He's probably the best to ever walk the earth as far as craftsmen go.
facts.
But outside of that, as a man, he's just a regular man. He's just an empty
Yup.
man. But guess what?
Facts.
Regardless of how skilled you are at your craft, if you haven't mastered other facets of life, you're just gonna be empty, right? Because him, like, since he was born, they put gloves on him, and his whole purpose has been, I'm gonna be a boxer. I'm gonna be the best boxer ever. But guess what? At some point, he didn't step beyond that, or he didn't like explore different things and find other things about him. At this point, he's just Floyd Mayweather, the greatest boxer to ever live.
Just
But
a
guess what?
boxer,
Even
yeah.
Greatest
that,
boxer.
See, that's the difference. That's the difference in having a passion for something and having a talent for something.
Elaborate on that. Elaborate on that. for the
Oh
people.
yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like towards the tail end of his career, all the way from 2008 till now, till he retired, he didn't want to box. He left and just came back for the money and kept the checks. Those $35 million for 36-minute checks, those $50 million for 36-minute checks. That's what he kept coming back for.
On the low,
money
they
was
say he has
so
to fight. He has to too. Sorry to cut you off. I'm just saying he has to fight on the low. They're saying that a lot of times his money is not good. Like,
Oh, that's why I said he came back for the money, because
Yeah.
apparently he got scammed. Apparently he got scammed by this fast talking dude. He scammed Floyd and he had some tax problems. So he retired after he knocked out Hatton, because guess what? He had reached the top of the pinnacle. There was nobody to fuck with him. I mean, till now, still nobody could have fucked with him, right? So he figured, I'm gonna ride off into the sunset. But money problems, he came back, took on Marquez, took on Sugar Shane. But guess what? The checks were too good to go back. They're telling you, I'm gonna give you like what? Almost $1 million per minute. I'm gonna guarantee you $1 million per minute, but you don't gotta be there for the 36 minutes. Guess what? I'm gonna do it. So yeah. But to add on that, he is a simp. The way he moves with the chicks is different. And you got Ray J taking his chick, marrying him. Jackie Long brought a chick around him. He took her. So it's a whole.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna talk about that bitch ass nigga episode, man. Niggas fucking your bitch, man, just to prove something to you, man. Like, yo, why you fucking my ex bitch? I don't give a fuck, but yo,
Yeah, but that's low frequency behavior, man. Shit.
Right.
I don't want to discuss that because that shit like that could rub off on you.
hey, let me. Speaking of that low frequency shit, I had a partner when I was in college. He fucked my ex and told me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, 'cause she was my ex for a reason. I didn't care.
Exactly. She my trash, man.
Dog,
So you telling me you digging through my trash? All right.
dog,
Hope you had fun.
this nigga wasn't even with this bitch. He just liked this girl. She started liking me. Dog, this nigga started catching feelings and acting hella weak towards me. And I'm like, nigga, you fucked my ex. And I didn't even care. I was like, what the fuck? Fucking weak ass nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, you don't know niggas until situations happen.
That's a fact.
Got a question there. I got a question. So what do you do when your ex-girlfriend's friend want to be with you?
I have no problem with that.
Chopper.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just
I have no problem with that. Yeah, I wouldn't make a relationship out of it, but if she want to smash, I'll smash her out. She want to know if it's true everything her girl was saying.
Yeah. I had a girl actually that used to fuck with one of my ex partners that I'm not cool with, just recently hit me up and want to start fucking with me. But I had to tell her, I was like, nah, because every time I see you, I see him and he's hella weak.
You know what? That turns me off too when I know a girl don't fuck with a whack ass dude.
Yeah, I'm not following that.
Yeah.
LBA, what you got to say, man, about the topic? You chilling?
I know. I'm always in the background chilling. So we said, what?
You good, LDA?
Oh, I'm good.
Nah, he's ready to go in. That's all that meant.
Nah.
Okay.
So I guess it's talking about what is success to you. So what, like we were saying earlier, I think prior to us getting on, was success is subjective, or that is dependent on how you see it. And a lot of times people want to collectively have success the same way. So if I'm saying having 5 gold rings make me successful, then I'm successful. So you're only getting your definition of success from what others people define as success. The other thing I want to bring up is success always no matter what, always starts within you. A lot of times we think that success is something that we do on the outside, but as we were talking prior to getting on about manifestation, success always starts within you. I think a lot of times men go about it the wrong way because they're trying to do it the hard way instead of doing it the right way, which is getting their mind conditioned to be successful. I see it. I've seen it in my own life. Once I got my mind correct, success became just a byproduct of what I was thinking and who I am as a person. It was nothing forced. And a lot of times people try to force success because they've never been in the flow of success.
Now this too, we got to not to cut you off, LD, but we also got to speak about, we talk about people being successful. We also have to talk about people being ready for when they reach that success. You know what I mean? So say, look back to the sports. Say somebody's goal of success is going to the NBA. All right, now you made it to NBA. Yeah, you're successful, but you got to go to practice. You got to do media. You got to do with trades. You got to do X, Y, Z. You got to do all these millions now, and your family coming after you. So be mindful of what you ask for, man, and be ready for your success. That's why when people get quote unquote successful overnight, they kind of like fuck it up because they wasn't ready for this shit. They wasn't prepared for the shit. But I'm already successful in my mind. I'm already everything I want to be in my mind. Once that shit comes into fruition in reality, it's like old news to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I want people to be with this success, man. It should have already have occurred in your mind.
Yeah, RPC. But the thing is, people think success is a destination. It isn't. It is the journey. It is the journey.
It's the journey. Yeah. Once you get to
it's understanding yourself enough to cope with that journey. That is success. If you're able to cope with the journey and to stay true to yourself and to pick up the intangibles needed to get to where you want to be, that is success. Just enjoying that process and walking that path, path in order to see, wow, I'm on this journey. Okay, I'm at this stop here. Instead of worrying about not moving forward, instead of thinking it's a roadblock, let me look at that tree there. Let me pick up that fruit off that tree. Let me eat that fruit. Wow, this fruit's amazing. It's broadened my palate. Okay, I've never tasted something before. Broaden my horizon. Okay, at this point, I think I've learned everything I've needed to at this stop. You know what? I'm tired of this fruit. Let's keep walking this path. Yeah,
you see?
You learn different things. And at the point you get to that destination, guess what? You have a diverse palette. You've come across different things. There might be people at that destination where you might bring something to the table. Whatever you picked up on that journey, you could bring to the table as the base layer or as the entry step to get into the next journey.
Exactly. That's what. Let me piggyback off that. Let me piggyback off that because that's what I was going to say. I'm a very goal-oriented person. And the reason why I learned that the journey is really where the success is because any and every time that I achieved the goal, I was happy in the moment, but then it was like,
what next?
All right, yeah, what's next? You know what I mean? Like I need something, and I got that from as a kid playing video games. I should beat a video game in 2-3 days.
Destination.
Yeah, I'll beat a video game 2-3 days and be bored. Like, all right, let me get another game, and then after a while, I realized, you know what? Instead of me going straight through the game, let me go through these little sideboards, these little side challenges, and that's what life is. Like you have a destination, you have a goal, but if you go through this side challenge real quick, or if you go through this side route, like you might pick up a gem, that you need at your destination to help you get to the next goal. You know what I'm saying? To me, life is a video game, man.
Okay,
yeah, the crazy thing is, I remember when I was doing my bachelor's, like my final year of it, I was working full time. So I'm working 40 hours a week. I'll go to work. I come back right after work. I sit behind my desk at home in my apartment, and I'll work. I'll do assignments till like 2-3 in the morning. Then I'll be up at 5 to go to the gym, then to work 7 to 3. And guess what? The first month of it was hell, but it got to a point where I was in that pocket. I was in that flow, that state of things.
Discipline, man.
It was amazing. Like I was just all the way in the flow of it. And at the end of it all, man, I was like, man, I miss those days, man. That grind, because you bite down on that mouth guard. It's like when you're fighting, right? You get to a point, you get against an opponent who's like hitting you with shit you've never seen before, and then you bite down on that mouth guard. You get in that pocket, in that phone booth, and you're figuring it out, and you're working, and you're trying to get acclimated to it. So, yo, the journey, it's beautiful, man. People dread it. You want to be rich. Guess what? You got to do the work. But while you're there, enjoy that work. Learn to love it, because at some point, once you get there, you're like, I'm here. So then what? Whatever is new gets old. That new feeling will get old. So like, love that journey.
Hey, yo, Sazzo, I think you had a question for me.
Oh yeah, you was talking about your goals and success in your goal, and then
I see y'all.
And we was talking about sports.
Right.
So check this out. Kobe Bryant.
Chi-town.
Anybody thinks about Kobe Bryant would say he's a success. You know, he got 5 rings.
Okay.
You know, MVPs,
right.
All-Star,
Hall of Fame, Hall of Famer,
NBA, all that. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
He set out to beat Mike in championships. He wanted 6 or better. Mike got 6. He wanted 7. He only got 5. So do you think
he went to at least match Mike
as an excess?
No.
The goal was 5. I mean, the goal was 7.
Goal was right. So I think he believes that he wasn't successful in his career because he was supposed to win at least 6. That's how I believe. Because Kobe's a winner. Like
9 if Shaq was serious.
I'm not. Well, we're not even gonna get into that. That's a whole different between Shaq and Kobe, man. But I don't. If I see I don't know Kobe personally, of course, but from what I see from Kobe's interviews, whatever, I believe if you ask him personally, you know what I'm saying, in an honest moment, he would say he wasn't successful in the fact that he didn't get at least 6 rings. Because maybe if his goal was 7 and he got 6, he'd be like, yo, well, at least I matched the great and this, then the third. You know what I mean? If he was really about it, you know what I mean? They'll try to match the real great, and that's we got dude's name with 11. You know what I'm saying?
Bill
Russell? The real number. Yeah, Bill Russell. That's the real number. But we'll deal with 6 with Jordan. But to answer your question, I think Kobe would say that his career isn't successful. Even though everyone else around him would. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. But knowing the type of person Kobe is, that I think he is, I should say, I don't think you think his career was successful.
Hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the American dream. Well, the American dream
is that? What is that? Define that. Define that for the young.
Well, I'm going to define it as the cookie. The what it typically is. It's you grow up, you go to school, you get a good education, you get a good job, you get married, you have a kid, and the wife makes sense.
Right.
That was defined as success for a long time.
I don't really believe in the American dream.
The American dream is actually a fucking nightmare. That's the success that they set you up is to make you a fucking financial slave and a slave to your family as a man.
Facts. Yeah, 100%.
And I would wonder, like when I was a kid, I would see other than my family, I got lucky. I saw a good marriage in my home, but other than that, I would see everyone follow this path and be miserable, but everybody's telling you to follow that same path. Because that's
misery loves company.
If you're not living life on your terms, you're not living the American dream. You can be making hella bread and have a badass broad and kids and a big ass crib and all that. But if you being constantly disrespected by your chick and you hate your job and you can't stand paying
they'll tell you should be happy.
$4,000 mortgage every month. Like that ain't the American dream.
You got all that shit, but you don't got game. And then the nigga that don't got none of that shit, that's the quote unquote Pookie and Ray Ray type, is fucking your girl when you're at work. So you did all that work, you did all that American dream shit to set that up for the chick. And then when you're out, the chick is now running her game and bringing over who has not near the success you got.
There you go.
Right.
Let me say this. I think the American dream is not for the average man. So I think what happens is we can see that side of it, but it's not designed for the average man or the regular man. You have to be on another level to embrace the American dream, far as with how it's defined for these past couple decades. The other side of it is this. The American dream needs to be redefined.
Facts.
Who defines your American dream? So that's what the issue is. I can say for, I think it's more than 50 years plus. No, it had to be more than 50, 60, 70 years. They define what the American dream is. because the industry has changed, because commerce have changed, the American dream has to take on a new approach. We have more businesses closing that affects the American dream. I can be from the hills of West Virginia, and no spite on anybody from there because my family's from there, and I can embrace the American dream by working at General Motors. I can buy a house, I can get a 2.3 kids, and I can get my wife, and I have a wife. But times have changed, so we have to redefine what we call the American dream.
Yeah, 'cause I remember growing up, I told myself, man, when I make 6 figures, man, that's success, man. You know what I mean? If I'm making 110,000 a year, man, that's success. Man, 110,000 a year in New York, man, you're not even you barely comfortable, man. So that's why I said
the bottom line, not the bottom line, but the bottom of it is a 150. It's the low level of just barreling. If you're making 150 a year, you're just at the bottom of it. Anything below that, you're in middle.
And you talking about 150 after taxes? What you taking home, man?
After taxes, 150.
That means you got to be making about 180. About 180, would you say?
Yeah, that's the bottom of the. That's where wealth starts, or at least starts.
What's minimum wage in New York?
Now, I don't know. I think it's like $10, man. $10.15, maybe.
That's
maybe
a shame.
more.
I don't even know how much minimum wage is, yo.
Me neither. Now that you mention it,
Because we ain't minimum wage niggas.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great question, yo.
Yo, when I first
I had to think about that.
minimum wage was like $3.25.
What?
Minimum wage niggas.
When
So
I
I
first
don't know
started
what
working
Oh, you talking about when you first started? Oh no. When I
Yeah.
first
in
when
the
I first
90s,
started, when I first started working, minimum wage was $5.10.
I think I had a 475 job.
I ain't gonna tell you how much minimum wage when I started.
shit was like 10 rubles or something.
It was. I think it was just got to 315 or 2 something.
Damn,
Yeah, but that shit probably went longer though because of the inflation and the
course.
the money and how it was back then. You know
Course.
what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like okay, so like I remember when I first got to ESPN, I was working there, right? Obviously, I thought a nigga made it. Like I thought I was like I hit the lotto. I was gonna be like #1 draft pick type shit. I was like, man, it's about to go on. But then I'm like, okay, I just cut the top highlight for SportsCenter at 11 o'clock. This is the most watched highlight on one of the most watched networks on the show. And I'm only making $32,000 a year. I'm like, these niggas are pimping the fuck out of us. And I was
100%.
like, but everybody told me you need to get there because that's the success. You need to get there. You need to get there. Then I got there and it wasn't what I thought. Even though it was tight, it also wasn't what I thought either. And then I thought about it, I was like, all these niggas want to tell me what success is, and they haven't even got success.
Boom.
So I'm like, all these niggas are just following what everybody else says. People don't really define that shit. Even my own parents.
No.
I even
Told
have
you.
to like talk to my mom and stuff and kind of ask her questions and go, damn, like you really didn't think that through. Like, and she got mad because she's my mom, but I'm like, well, I'm mad because I'm your son and I listen to you. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So, I think for me, and like I said, like people at ESPN would be like, yeah, we still got to keep that show face because we work here. I'm like, nigga, fuck that. Like, if this shit is making money, I'm going to tell niggas this ain't making money like that and I'm out. So, like, but people are still there because it's successful to say you're at ESPN.
Because of the name.
Like,
Who's the cats that eat though in there? Trav,
Association.
who's the cats who be eating in that shit?
You said what?
Who the cats
Who be eating?
Yeah, who be eating in that field?
Oh, like making money?
Other than the people on TV, like don't name them. Just like
either you're gonna be an exec of the network or you're gonna be talent on air talent. That's who's making. Like Stephen A. Smith is making $8 million a year now. You know,
I'm just talking about like executives, but not like on TV and shit. Like what's a good paying? You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, nah.
That would have to be Bob Iger, the guy who owns Disney.
Yeah, that's Disney. Yeah, I mean you're gonna make like $500,000 up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
because
Yeah,
that's
but
big business, bro.
even Stephen A. He got jerked on that deal because that nigga works. He literally works every show.
Yeah,
They,
man.
Yeah, no,
they will have him on
ESPN
everything
though,
from
they
morning to
fucking
night.
they
They
work
work you.
the fuck out of you. Like you're working all the goddamn time, and that's the thing that I had to stop because I was like, okay, while I was working, I was doing assignments I wanted to do. So I wanted to get on SportsCenter. I got that. I wanted to work with Chris Berman. This nigga told me I was tight. I got that. I wanted to meet all these fucking people. I'm cutting highlights with these niggas I grew up with. I'm going to the club niggas I grew up with or watching on TV. So I'm like, that was success. Hell yeah, I'm validated. And these niggas are telling me they like the shit I say. So yeah, that was success. But the money aspect wasn't a success. Being pimped by the network wasn't a success. So I understood. I was like, I'm going to take the successful parts of it that I like, and then I'm going to do something different. And when I told people I'm going to do something different, and I was going to go into computers, they're like, you're going to go from TV to computers? I was like, hell yeah, because it's money in that shit. This is the best fucking decision I ever made.
But they couldn't see your vision. That goes back to what we said earlier as far as success, man. You got to see it in your head first, man. You got to have that vision.
These
gotta be
niggas
your
are gonna
vision.
die at ESPN acting like we work at ESPN, but making like $50,000 a year for the rest of their fucking life. Weak ass niggas.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the thing
but-
is, like, sometimes when you tell someone your vision, don't expect them to see it because it
That's
is
what I'm
not
saying.
their vision. You're trying
Exactly.
to articulate something that is so clear in your head. It's like trying to explain something to a blind man and having them see it vividly.
Yep.
Mm.
You know, like he tells you, who's that lady? What does she look like? What does she have on? You're saying she has a blue shirt. What is his reference point for blue? You ask you
Right.
what is blue, and then
Right.
how would you explain blue to him? You know, so
Or even a
that's the
shirt.
same way where, like, if somebody doesn't believe in your dream or doesn't see it at first, it's never personal. It's never personal. They just didn't have the capacity to be able to process it. So sometimes you can't blame people for that shit.
And you know when you're doing something successful because there's a feeling you get inside. It's like when you play baseball, when you hit a home run, and when the bat hits the sweet part of the bat, you have that feeling, you're like, oh, that's gone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like that's the feeling you gotta get, and you just get that intuitively. When you get that intuitive
Yes.
feeling where you hit that home run or you're on something, you gotta go.
Hey, yo.
Sometimes it's not the feeling that everyone else thought, but you have it inside.
Hey, back to that sports reference, man. I don't play baseball, but I play basketball, and I'm a shooter, and I can equate that to shooting, man. It's many times it just come off my finger. I'm like, yo, that's in.
Oh
Like, you
yeah.
can't tell me nothing.
Like,
And I apply that to life.
tonight.
Yeah, and I apply that to life, man. Like I just to apply it to the basketball shot, I just let whatever I'm trying to accomplish just come off my hands, and I just let it go and just let it go and let God is what I said. Let go, let God. You know what I'm saying? And it always goes in. I mean, that's the type of mentality
But
people
you
need
know,
to have because
what's
like
crazy?
because if you have this success in your mind and you have doubt, then you yourself are holding your success back from you, man.
The thing is, whatever in life you want to do, there's a market for it. Whatever there is, you will be able to build a community. That's the thing. People like to congregate and build communities. People like to bond over things. So guess what?
Facts.
Whatever interests you have, you could monetize that and make a living off of it. That's the thing. So it comes down to how do you define success? To me, success is being able to not trade time for money, to be financially free, to have control of your time. Because guess what? Time is the most valuable asset we have. Success is to be able to have full autonomy over your time.
It's not
So regardless of how you get there, to be able to have full control over your time, like, I don't feel like doing this right now, I'm not going to do it. Because guess what? Most people's time is dictated by their work. Their money dictates their time, right? So
That's interesting. When you have full autonomy of your life, guess what happens? Most people don't realize that you're financially where you need to be at. Second of all, you can now pick at the better level of women than you wouldn't pick at if you didn't have full autonomy of your life.
That's a fact.
And I think a lot of guys don't put two and two together. When you're able to just go where you want to go, do what you want to do, and it doesn't affect your bottom line, far as with your basic needs, your eating, your shelter, your health, or anything like that, you become an unstoppable man. And I think that's where a lot of men miss it at, because they only stop at one level, as we've been talking about, of success, and not reaching the autonomy where they, or reaching that level where they are completely free. I can do whatever I want with my time. I kid you not, once you begin to walk in that, your whole energy around you changes.
Yeah, LDA, but that's the thing. Most people don't even understand themselves to be able to know what, if you don't understand yourself, you'll be wasting your own time. You wouldn't get to that autonomous stage if you don't understand yourself.
Yes.
Hey, just like Nelly said, hey, shout out to the McCann, man. He said when you look in the mirror, he would be looking in the mirror, don't even see nothing, man. And I like to harp on that on my episodes. People do not even know themselves, man. You want to talk about how you get a chick number, you want to talk about this, that, and the third, as far as when it comes to game with chicks. My thing is, when it comes to game with chicks, the
Who are you?
number one rule is, you got to know who you are first.
Yeah.
Because what I say to a chick, I could tell you to say the same thing, but it's not going to come off the same way, because your inside ain't the same. My inside is solid. You know what I'm saying? My inside is solid. If hitting a wall and something solid behind it is going to sound different when something is hollow behind it. You heard? So
Hey,
it could be the same knock, but different sound. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick. I want to hear from Afi. You over there being quiet, successfully rolling blunts or some shit. What do you think about that?
What I think about success?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of said it earlier, man. Just having the time, man, and just to have the shit that I like to do being monetized. It's simple, but the thing is it's kind of crazy when you on your purpose dash your passion, because I never thought that I would be the way that I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about how much money I have or the shit that I have. I mean, just like how simple, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to like read and shit and be left the fuck alone and shit like that. But that's like good time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I'm not even when, of course, when I was younger, but even in my 30s, like, I'd be like, okay, it's Friday, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get fresh and I'm finna go here and do this. Like, no, I'll be like, shit, I'm good, man. I'm finna chill, you know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, me and Zaz was talking about that shit. Like, I'd be going to bed at 10:30 sometimes. You feel me? Like, so I wanna just have it to where I can do anything at any time. You know what I'm saying? And that's not necessarily rich, but whether it be a woman, go to a place, like if I want to go to see Jesse right now, I want to just, all right, like my job and shit, that don't matter. I fuck my job. I just feel like going to Canada real quick, but just have it and have it like that to where my job don't really matter. You know what I mean? Just shit like that.
Yeah. Well, success don't have to be complex, man. I mean, a lot of the best shit in life is simple. So, you know what I'm saying? I think
I've done most of the shit that I wanted to do already, though. I mean, obviously, as you grow, your shit changes. But
yeah,
just like right now, like, I used to want to have a child. Now, I really could care less. But I never really thought I would get to the point where I could care less. I never foreseen that ever. I thought I always, would want it, but maybe not want it as much. But like now, I really don't care. Like that, and it's weird because I never thought that I feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not being able to pass my shit along and all that, but now it's like shit, man. I help people. I help kids all over, man. So maybe that's my purpose. You know what I mean?
Word. Helping kids or helping people in general, man. That's what I've always said. My purpose is, man. Since I was a child, man. Is I know I like to help people, man. I got something to give to the world, so. And that's what I'm here for, man. That's what we're doing right now.
So then let me ask this then. What were some moments or what were some things y'all had to do to help define what success was for you? What were certain moments, certain things, certain story times that you could say to go, okay, I know what I want, or hey, that was successful. You know what I mean?
Shit.
I think initially I equated success to excellence and brilliance pretty much. Like growing up, I grew up in a country where everything was, as a child, everything is your success defined. Your success as a child is defined as academic success and brilliance, right? And eventually that translates into your ability to be able to have a good career based on what you're studying, and then that translates to how much money will you be able to make, and then that translates to what you could do for yourself and for others, and eventually I ended up equating that to money and finances. But in reality, what I learned to understand was time. The autonomy over time is what I was seeking. Because guess
Mhm.
what? If I'm able to have full control over my time, I won't trade my time for money. Time
Mhm.
is the most valuable asset. And
Mhm.
guess what? I will do whatever I want with it, because whatever time you spend, you can't get back. You can't buy it back, regardless of how much money you have. You can't slow down the time. Father time is undefeated, like they say, right? So eventually I think chasing financial success, or chasing financial how do you call it, being
Security.
prolific financially. Yeah, financial security is what led me to that. But once I sat down and thought about it, I figured, yo, I would be happy if I was by oceanfront villa by myself, no money.
Mm.
I'll go
Mm.
fish for my food.
Mm.
I'll just be relaxing, chilling with a fine little baddie by my side, just
You know what I'm
chilling,
saying?
be having that peace of mind. But guess what? To get there, sometimes you might need some financial success to get to that point, right? So at the end of the day, it's time, having full autonomy over your time and doing whatever the fuck you want with it.
Yeah. I don't
I'll
think
be real.
anybody on this panel could disagree with that.
I'll be real. Like a successful moment for me was when I started going red pill, and the reason why I say that is because I used to always. So okay, so when I was younger and I was in a middle school teenager, I used to get bullied. I was overweight. I didn't really have like a group of friends who like. I wouldn't even say because I was mixed. I would just say because I was just different. Like I didn't really like fully bond with anybody. I always felt different than everyone. Like I always felt like I knew something. I kind of felt the red pill, but didn't know what it was. So then, as I got older, went through different stuff and all that, then I would start noticing more and more of my circle being like blue pill, and I was like, okay, like do I got a problem or something? I'm like, what is this issue? When I finally like went through the red pill and realized what the shit was, the power it gave me to know that now it's like I ain't gonna be taking no shit and I'm gonna totally control my destiny because I know that I can fully be alone and have an abundance mindset. It was the most freeing feeling ever because now since I've had it, my money is doubled, my bitches have doubled, like everything is doubled because I don't feel guilty for putting myself first. Because if I were to go to my old blue pill thinking and Jaheim put that woman first, she would fucking run through me like some fuck. You know
You
what I'm
be
saying?
looking like Jaheim.
And I would have been screwed. So like it doesn't matter how much success I got. That's why I brought up Floyd Mayweather. As successful as he is, this nigga hasn't learned game.
Yeah, but Floyd also hasn't found inner peace. It seems like he's still trying to figure that out.
No,
Like
true.
he's literally spent every moment of his life being a boxer. That's the thing. So
Yep.
sometimes you gotta understand it, right? Because he spent every moment. Like there was a documentary where his cousins were saying, as a child, Floyd couldn't even eat candy. His dad, he never enjoyed candy as a child growing up. Because guess what? Nah, you're going pro. You got to go run your mouth. You got to go do this. He lived a very rigid life. At 16, he had to move to Vegas to go train and go to the Olympics. So I mean, people like that, he's had a tough journey. Even though it's led him to it all paid off, he hasn't taken the time
Exactly.
to sit down,
He's been a robot.
and to know himself. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I be telling people, he has all that money, yeah, but look at all the things he had to do in order to get all that money.
Yeah,
A lot of people ain't willing to do that.
But that
Even
shit's
that-
not even that tight, bro. Like, I've been to these different parties. I've been to millionaire shits and been around all this fucking shit.
Yeah,
and
but
all
that's
that.
the thing.
That shit's not even that tight, nigga. It's like
Hey,
a week.
Trav, you know what? I agree with you 100%, but peep this. The only way I could agree with you is because, like what you just did, I experienced it myself. A lot of people haven't. So they're like, oh, I want to drive this car, I want to wear this chain. And I've been there, done that. When you realize, like, this shit ain't nothing, yo. This shit is for other people.
Facts.
It's really tough to teach experience, man. That's what it boils down to. You try to, but it's hard because people want to experience it themselves. But it's just a conflict because I've experienced it and I'm trying to give you a better experience.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, why do you want to experience it? Like, let's say if you want a Patek Philippe or Richard Mille, why do you want it? Do you want it because everybody has it? Do you want it because of the price tag, or do you want it because you appreciate fine craftsmanship and you appreciate the precision
I
of
heard
the
it in a rap
touches?
song.
The same way with a Bugatti too, right? Do you know how long it takes to make a Bugatti? Do you know how many hand stitches are in the seating? Do you know how each part is spent? I mean, it's a work of art, right? So, are you appreciating the art, or are you appreciating because niggas will look at you like you're that guy? You know,
appreciate the stunt.
Hey, to divert this a little bit, but I want you to think about this. Okay, this is gonna be. So, did you guys hear about Instagram is gonna play with taking likes away?
Thank God.
Oh, they already did that in Canada, man. They've been doing
that. How many people's success is gonna be?
Hold on. They said it did it in Canada, man. What happened? What's been the result of that?
I mean, shit, this has been done since like when April, May. Like it's. I mean, I don't really know, to be honest. Like, I'll be chilling, so I'm not sure. Like, I know people were mad. You know, the people who are how do I say it? The people who are validated by it, they're mad. But guess what? People were buying likes anyways, right? People buy bots to like their shit, like followers and shit. So I mean, people are playing the numbers game as a dick measuring contest. So those are the ones who were fast. Numbers.
How many people
now
going to be?
Go ahead, Trav. Go ahead.
So many people's success are tied to those likes and all that. When that's gone,
watch the pharmacy gonna be up with the depression medication. Watch these Instagram models committing suicide. I mean, it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, they had some breaking down. I seen that shit. Look, it's a hashtag that shit. And, you'll see some shit.
These bitches' lives are like you just said, are tagged to this shit, man.
Because your success needs to be internal, not external.
Exactly.
It can't be. The best part of success for me is that my success is in my mind, and nobody can take that shit away from me. Like, all those experiences I've had that have made me have the lens that I have on life and all that, nigga, nobody can take that shit away from me. And it's like that piece that I have is so. And then, like, this simple fact, I don't have full control of my time and all that, but the ease of doing coding, knowing that I will have a high-paying job and make six figures for the rest of my life, at least, that's a very comfortable feeling.
Yeah, but you also get the ability to create things with that new skill set, right?
Exactly.
Hey, yo.
It says, what is, thanks for the super chat, Jeff. Appreciate that. Hey, I might put my Patreon link in there. I got to get my Patreon link. It says, what is your definition of a elitist? People who are the leaders of the world or whatever community you are in. Wait, are you saying it or are you asking it?
I think he's asking it.
We don't know any elitists.
He just didn't put a question mark at the end, I think.
Those dudes don't even come outside.
Yo, I think we're elitists. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Everybody on this panel is an elitist.
Yeah, I would say
I'm about to look shit up right now.
Peace, bro.
We stepped outside the rat race.
I would say this.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, we stepped outside the rat race and we're looking at everybody like, yo, you can't see it. You're so blue pilled, or so it's yeah, we in some way we are elitist because we've seen what is possible, and we've seen the upper echelon, and we're trying to attain that and stay there, and we're pretty much looking down on whoever fails to see it or whoever enjoys and basks in the glory of mediocrity. So yes, in some way we're elitist, but not an elitist in the form of snobbery.
Yeah,
Elitist in the form
yeah.
of like, yo, you could do better, you should do better.
Yeah. Humble elitist. Humble
Yeah.
elitist.
What I was gonna say is this. I think when you say elitist, there's like a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, but
Correct.
I would say we're competitors.
The word Go ahead.
We're competitors in life. Because I'm definitely a fucking competitor. I know that about myself. I'm very competitive. So I think
that's masculine. That's natural.
Yeah.
So when we look at the definition of elitist, it says a demonstration of superior attitude and behavior associated with elite. I think that's the like it was already said before. That's our mindset as it is already. We are superior in attitude and behavior and associate with elite. Why would we do anything that's less than elite?
Exactly.
I think that's where a lot of people fall off the wagon is because they have a problem with someone being elite because they have not attained their own eliteness or they have not defined what elite is to them. Here it is, elite is subjective. It's what you define it as.
They're not even aspiring for it. Like he said, a lot like to bask in mediocrity. I like when he said that.
Yeah. And I think that if you're an elitist, you have to have a certain, whether it's good or bad, you have to have a certain sense of confidence. So I think people that are not confident are not going to like elitists because they lack that confidence.
Yeah, but guess what? When most people, like some people, are bothered by the confidence of others, and sometimes you wonder why does it bother you so much? But then it reminds them of how insecure they are, or they feel threatened by someone's confidence. Right?
That's why some people don't like Offie's channel. No, seriously.
Yeah, say it again. Say it again.
I didn't even hear you. No, I promise you, I did.
What'd you say, Trav?
I was saying that's why some people don't like Offie's channel because he's so confident in himself with his game and he backs it up. They don't like that shit.
See?
Oh hell yeah!
I was just telling them that
they don't because they can't.
Like I can't not be me to satisfy y'all cats though. Like,
but Offie just acts like how hella cats growing up when I was growing up acted. So like that got bitches. So I just see it as natural. But I guess some people have never seen that, so they're kind of like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you see somebody doing their thing, my first natural inclination is to pop my collar and be like, hey yo, that's some, and no, just not just pop my collar and acknowledge from a distance. I acknowledge and I salute them verbally. I let them know that it's acknowledged. Like, yo,
right.
I call it to you. That's some fly shit.
I mean, real quick, let's think about it real quick. Let's just really unpack it. Look, that's how we all met, popping our collars to each other. That's why we met.
Facts.
There's no hate. We met from popping. We didn't meet at the bus stop. We didn't meet in Vegas. We met popping our collars to each other, and we still, you feel me, bro?
Yeah, so I mean, once you're secure in yourself and secure in what you do, if you see something fly, you acknowledge and say, you know what? Oh, there's.
But this is what you just said, though. You say you gotta be secure in yourself, so that goes back to us what we were saying about, being solid within, man, knowing that self. Like I like to say, man, to know thyself is to know thy God, man. Once you find your God within, the world is yours, man. I'm telling you, you start creating your world. You really are the director of your life, man. That's why anything and everything that's happened to me, bad, good, indifferent, whatever, is my fault. My fault.
Oh yeah, I mean they've always said like players and pimps, they always hold themselves accountable for everything that happens to them. If your chick leaves you, guess what? That is your fault. That's what they say. The old school pimps. They're like, yo, if your chick gets knocked or if she leaves you, that's your fault. You got to take that L. So guess what? Whenever something is wrong and you're looking to lay blame, you start with yourself, and then you work from there. Bottom line, guess what? Simple matrix. I don't like something. Can I do something about it? Yes. Change it. I don't like something. Can I do something about it? No. Let it go. Move on. Straight like that.
Say that last part again, man. Please say that last one again.
I don't like something. Can I do something about it? No. Let
Let
it
it
go.
go. Move on.
Because you hold on to shit you can't do nothing about.
Not
It's not
hold
good
on
for
to
your
shit for
soul.
4 or 5 months, right? That should
Nah,
be ridiculous.
no. Then you're poisoning your soul, right? You're just holding on to a seed that is not growing. You're literally like poisoning your soul. That shit don't make sense.
See,
I mean, it's easy to say. Logically, it's easy to say, right? I mean, emotionally, it might be tough, but yo, as long as you get that logic down, you got to be able to control your emotions too. As a man, that's what you're supposed to do. That's that discipline, right? That discipline within. Like, yo, I feel this way. I know I'm not supposed to feel this way. I'm not supposed to feel this way. Let me regulate that.
so let me jump in and say this. The reason why you can celebrate someone else is because you're securing yourself, but you realize they are not competition towards you. I have no competition to anyone that's on here because no one can ever beat me being me. I can never beat anybody that's on here.
Oh yeah, your only competition is the man in the
It's in the
mirror.
mirror. It's in the mirror, exactly. We on the
Right. And
same
I think
page.
I think a lot of times people miss that in the pursuit of success that my competition is the next person. No, your
Oh no,
competition
your
is you.
competition is the enemy within. Every day you're battling that
Mhm.
enemy within, that
Yep.
beast in you. You're battling him. Those 13 attributes, the 13
Yeah.
enemies within, you're battling them. Um, inconsistency, jealousy, gossip, like every negative
Intoleration.
attribute. Yeah, you're literally battling that. You're
Man,
battling. Yo, you don't have time to look at the next man.
Yo,
Sometimes,
you need
Exactly.
to write that book, nigga.
Exactly.
You fucking
yeah,
haikus
yo,
and shit, nigga.
You don't have time. You
yo,
don't have
like
time to
yo,
look at the next man.
yo,
Go ahead.
I kid you not. I was battling today when I went to the gym. I
yeah.
said, man, I don't feel like going. I do not feel like going. It's about to snow here. I got to get in the car. I got to drive over there. I got there and start lifting. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do bare minimum. I'm just going to do my 30 pounds here and there. I said, you know what? Are you going to settle at that level or are you going to push yourself? I said, let me push myself and get up to my 50 pounds on each side and actually work these dumbbells. I have
Yeah,
to push myself because if not, I did only a rep of 1 or 2, but at least I took myself and said, you can do better.
yeah.
Right. Push yourself.
As long as you don't let that the enemies within win the day, you got to
Mhm.
win the day, right? At the same way, when
Today.
you see somebody. It's a daily battle. You see somebody succeeding at beating their enemies within. You pop their collar. Guess what? Your enemies within, and their enemies within are completely different entities. So if he's
Yeah.
succeeding that, why the fuck are you jealous with that? That's within him. Why are you jealous? That's like being jealous of the size of another man's dick. You can't do nothing
Uh-oh.
Right.
about it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You know,
Uh,
these are attributes and traits you can't do anything about. So
exactly.
that constant battle, that competition is within. So like, yo, if somebody's doing the thing and they're succeeding, it has nothing to do with you. The best you could do is congratulate them because you know
Pop your
what
pop your
you
content.
know exactly what they went through to get there. And you got to admire that. And guess what? If they can put you on game on how they defeated their enemies
Exactly.
within,
Learn from it.
that's
That's what I was
great.
gonna
You learn
say.
from it.
Yeah.
I don't compete with cats. I get inspired by cats. Like AMS is my inspiration. I don't give a fuck who say what. That motherfucker, he just got his 3rd book. Golly, his 3rd one. He just put that shit out. You know
Oh,
what I'm
he's
saying?
3 books in.
3 books in
That's
2
good.
years. But I just look at it like this motherfucker's doing the same shit that I'm doing, and he getting rich. That's how, and that make me want to do shit. You know what I mean? Like everybody's journey is different. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
O'Shea, he big and Lucario big and shit like that, but they've been doing this shit for hella years. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. They put the work in.
yeah.
That's why you got to find somebody to resonate with you who's already doing where you want to go. A
Right.
lot of times
Big, bigger picture.
we're trying to find someone. We don't find the person that who inspires us to do better. I have a person on YouTube that I look at that I want to aspire to do better, and that's Glendon Cameron. Okay, he's doing that. Let me push myself to get where he is and beyond. So everyone has a person that they look to or should look to that inspires them to do better, to be the maximum man that they need to be. That right there eliminates competition and it also eliminates the need to compare yourself to anyone. You can never compare yourself to anyone. When you do that, you actually, as Jess was saying, you actually shrink yourself because now you're placing yourself in a box of someone else's expectations.
Facts. Now, you know what they say, birds of a feather flock together. Be mindful of who you're around. Not, it doesn't even have to be your close friend, but let's just say it were your close friend. Let's say you're gonna tell me, let's say your three closest friends were all millionaires. You're gonna tell me you wouldn't be a millionaire? You know what I'm saying?
But
So
that's the thing. Who you're around is the frequency you're operating on, right?
yes,
So if you look around, if you don't like your life, look who's
who's
around
around
you.
you?
If you don't like where you are, look around the room and understand
You
who you're
can't be
around.
the
And you tell
you
yourself,
shouldn't you
is
shouldn't
this
be the
what I need?
smartest
Is this what I want?
you shouldn't be the smartest person in the room.
No, that just means you're an idiot around idiots.
Mhm. Idiots around idiots. I like that.
You know what I think might have been one of the most successful things too was killing my ego. I mean, I still got it a little bit, obviously, but what I'm saying is like your ego will prevent you from so much success in life because you think you're too good to do something, or you think this is out your realm, or this is beneath me, or this now. I don't want to do this because I don't want to hurt my ego.
Oh yeah, ego's the head enemy within, right?
And hey, Jesse, you could attest to this. Fucking boxing will kill that ego real quick.
Oh God, you
Sitting in the pocket. Boxing is not singularly the most effective martial art, but as far as being a man, there's nothing more manly than standing in the pocket with somebody and trading. If you can do that, you can do anything else in life.
Oh, but that's the thing. Once you're in there and you do that, you understand, like, yo, you could eat it. You could be prey or predator within the matter of a second.
Yep.
You could be predator, and then the next second you're prey, and then the second after you're predator. So guess what? There's never a constant. You learn that dominance isn't forever. Guess what? You have to be at the mercy of somebody at some point. So that ego got to be checked.
Facts.
But also you got to be able to learn to operate within that, or always keep the same self-esteem within that. Even if you're checking your ego, your self-esteem, that's the thing. You got to have the confidence enough to say, you know what? I don't get this. I don't understand this. I need help. That is confidence, to be secure enough to say, yo, you know what? I don't get this, or I'm not proficient in this. Let me get
exactly.
That is very confident.
That's true confidence. Exactly.
Yeah. Like saying, no, fuck it. Yo, I'm gonna figure it out when you don't know, and you could seek help. That's not confidence. That's insecurity. That is insecurity. Know it all is insecurity. And there's shit wrong with it.
I want to shout out Obina Akuma for the super chat, $10 super chat. Said, thank you all for your for your words of wisdom. Yo, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you too, man, for checking in. Go ahead. My bad, Jesse. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, once you check that, you'd be okay, man. But also, ego, it's like fire, right? That's the thing. Fear, ego, the enemies within. That's the thing. Like the beast within has to be tamed. If you have a beast in you, it's like the yin and the yang, right? They work together. They're harmonious. That's what people got to understand. They're not outcasts. You don't have to cast them as demons. You don't have to like exorcise them out of your system. It's basically the beast in you has to become a pet. It has to be tamed.
Yeah.
You got to put it on a leash.
Right.
Fear is like fire, man. You can either let it burn your house, or you could learn how to cook with it, right? You got to harness it. So guess what? The demons and the enemies within you, you got to conquer them, and you got to make them allies. You got to colonize them, and you got to make them work for you at the end of the day.
100%. But you got these people, these young boys and these young men growing up saying, being taught you got to kill your ego and you shouldn't have an ego. And now, man, so there was a point after my getting dismissed from med school, I was like, yeah, maybe it was my ego. And I was coming in looking fly, you know what I'm saying, head up, you know what I'm saying, but whatever. But my friend taught me, like, nah, man, like your ego has to be a part of you. Like without your ego, like you wouldn't even gotten where you are, you know what I'm saying, to be in med school. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, you're right. And that's when I realized and learned that I have to tame my ego and have to learn, you know, like you said, use it as a pet. Because there's times where your ego does need to step up. Like, you know, fuck it. When you're dealing with bitches, you think my ego ain't in the forefront? Like, bitch, you know who the fuck I am? Like, that shit comes out off top, boom, and they feel that energy. They feel my ego energy. You know what I'm
Yeah, they
saying?
gotta
So that's
feel
not.
that.
They gotta feel that it's your ego. So a lot. That's why you got these sensitive ass dudes. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of egos, they haven't controlled their ego. Because trust me, when I say control my ego, let me give you an example. The way I can say it's like another personality, right? If somebody says some like these Tom and Jerry niggas, man, I swear when if one of them niggas like say like something crazy, like I want to be, you know, Petty Ruxpin and all that and stick something back. But the mature side of me, and I'm saying the man side of me, is like, come on, man, they're not even worth it. And my ego is like, man, yo, fuck these niggas. I can't believe they saying this. Yo, you should say something, do this, do that. Nah, man, chill, relax. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
but that's the thing, right? Sometimes your ego. That's the thing. Sometimes the beast in you, right? You're walking that beast in you on a leash. You've conquered it. You're walking on a leash. Sometimes you come across danger, or you come across the beast. Sometimes somebody else doesn't know how to control the beast in them, right? So let's say you're encountering somebody. Let's take this analogy. You're walking down the street. You're walking the beast in you. You come across somebody else walking the beast in them. They see
uh-huh,
you, they're wondering, this guy has this beast on control, and there might be a slight jealousy or something like that, and he doesn't hold on to that beast in him that well. He's supposed to
uh-huh,
have it on a leash, and it's
uh-huh,
supposed to like run towards you and attack you and your beast that you're walking, your beast who's now a pet that you're walking. But guess what?
uh-huh,
Your beast wants to go to war, but sometimes you got to tug it and say, hey, this isn't our
uh-huh,
fight. This isn't our fight.
uh-huh.
Look at that man. He doesn't have
True.
control. Forgive,
Uh-huh.
sometimes he doesn't have control. You're not supposed to go to
Yeah,
war with
now you
this man
hey,
and
I
his
be telling
beast.
my niggas, man.
You should feel
That's what
sorry
I'm
for them.
telling a lot of niggas, because they don't. A lot of niggas really don't know what they doing, man. If they don't have control of their beef, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, it's also like a journey, right? And that's why if somebody hasn't reached that step, you got to be compassionate. You got to understand, even if they don't see that, right? Some people might not see that they're not there, or some people might think your compassion is weakness, but you know best, right? So you just pray for them pretty much.
Right.
That's like this book, Thick Face Black Heart. At the
Mm.
beginning, there's a parable about this warrior, who one of the greatest warriors in the land, and he was walking through, I think, through a market or somewhere in the streets, and a couple of guys wanted to try him, challenge him to a fight. I heard you're the greatest warrior in the land. I'm not gonna let you pass. He said, I'm not fighting you. He said, you know what? I'm not gonna let you pass if you fight me. Only way you're getting by me is if you fight me. If not, I'm gonna spread my legs, and you're gonna have to crawl through my legs like a dog. Guess what the warrior did? He got on
Crow
his
through.
knees and crawled through the legs, because you know what? It's not worth killing you.
Right.
I'm a warrior. I've gone to battle multiple times. I know who I am. Doing that to you proves nothing to me.
Right.
I'm not gonna risk killing you because you want to prove something to yourself. You haven't understood yourself yet. You know, see where I am and the peace that I have within to be able to do that. That bliss, I would want you to experience it. So you know what? If I gotta humiliate myself for you to experience that at some point, that's fine. And the thing is, he was fine with doing that because that guy wasn't a threat to him at all. So you can't
Right.
say he was pussy for walking through his legs, because guess what? This isn't a threat to me. I'll just walk away, and I'll just walk away and be fine with it. But if it was physical threat, guess what? They would have knuckled up and he would have died.
But
The other
peep
guy would
Jesse,
have died.
but Jay Finesse, peep this. Because a lot of dudes egos, they would not have been able to do that. They would have straight
Yeah,
been like, all right. They were like, all right, and they would let their beast loose. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Use
yeah, but
logic.
yeah,
Put
but
your
against
emotions
somebody
aside.
who you got nothing to prove to, right? Because like, if you're not in direct danger, he's giving you a way out. Like, you know what, you do this, I'll let you go. You're like, you know what, fuck it, humiliation. What is that to me?
Exactly.
People know my work. They know how I give it up already. So
Yep.
guess what?
Yep. Yep.
I don't have nothing to prove to you. You go home feeling like you're great, but guess what? You're lying to yourself and you cheating yourself. So that's the way it goes.
Hollow.
But
Holla back.
you know the interesting thing with you guys saying that, the power of it is that's another shade or texture of success. When you know when to walk into or when to walk away, that is a mark of a successful man or a man who has been through battles and realize when to strike and when not to strike. I think we so marginalize success that we miss out the bigger scope of what success is for a man.
Pick your battles.
Autonomy, full
Pick your
autonomy and full control of yourself, of your time, and of every aspect of your life,
of
right?
your life.
I'm not deploying weapons. I'm not deploying weapons for war if I don't feel like it. I'm not deploying weapons for war if I haven't been attacked. If if I don't feel harmed, if I understand myself enough to see that this is a false attack, this is a false, it's a false alarm.
Hey, Jesse, not
This
even
is your insecurity
yourself.
screaming at me.
Hey, Jesse, not even understand yourself, but also understanding the other person.
Yeah,
See,
but that's the thing, right?
that's
Yeah,
the part that's what we were saying. You got to know yourself first. That's what we see. That's the thing. But this to work, you got to know yourself first before you can even understand the other person. So there
yeah,
goes
but
again, self-development.
yeah. So once you understand yourself, you look at it, and that empathy, understanding yourself is being able to put yourself in someone's shoes.
Right.
Empathy, relating to them, and look at things and analyze. Right. So if somebody's attacking you try to understand them and see where they're coming from. You go, oh, you know what? This isn't adding up. It's an insecurity. You know what? No action. Go ahead, rock on.
Go ahead, rock on. I want to say something real quick, and then I want to pass to my man's ass. Like for me, man, real shit. Like cats. I'm an older cat, but cats look at me like I'm a younger or medium age cat, right? I've been through a lot of shit, man. So I've had near death experiences, like street shit kind. I done been to jail before. I done almost drowned before. I done jumped out of planes. I done got in wrecks where, you know how they say life passes before your eyes. That shit is.
Yeah.
I experienced that shit more than one time, so that's why there wasn't no fluke, man. Like you really just do that shit. So I try to enjoy every part of my life I can, man. That's what I strive for. That's my success. Everything that I'm doing, like right now, I don't give a fuck who in this bitch. I'm chopping it up with my partners, and then people listening they can enjoy it. Shit, we was talking chopping before we even went live. We damn near forgot to even push live.
Word. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just good that we could just learn from each other, and at the same time, you guys can learn too, and even be entertained. Y'all might be a truck drivers and shit like Zaz, and be driving and tired of listening to 5, 6, 7, 8 songs. You can just listen to long, consistent shit, man. Like, shout out to y'all. But go ahead, Zaz.
I'm with you on that one, cuz I mean, when it comes to success, man, just being here for me. Cause I know where I came from and I know my journey.
Yeah.
And like you said, I done been through a lot of stupid shit, a lot of bullshit. I ain't supposed to be here, man. Real talk. So just being here and doing what I'm doing and enjoying what I'm doing, I make good money. I don't have to answer to nobody. You know what I mean? That's success.
So he's driving now. See that?
That's success to me. I don't have to answer to nobody. You dig? I do what I want to do when I want to do it. I manage my time. You know what I'm saying?
What you told me earlier about the bitch. Just share that. That's just it's a mindset, and it's just how. And the thing is we all feel the same way. That's why it's saucy about the bitch. She was mad at you because what?
Because she wanted to come through, and I said no. I just want to sit up here, watch the game,
exactly,
get drunk, and chill. You feel me?
I feel
That's
you.
what I don't want to fuck with you. Like, yeah,
exactly.
You cool, but this is my time.
I'm chilling with me, myself, and I tonight.
Yeah, like chill. And everybody don't have that luxury. Everybody ain't got that mindset the way they can just turn it down. Be like, yo, stay your ass where you at, and I'm gonna be where I'm at.
Oh yeah, solitude. Solitude. People don't get the difference between solitude and loneliness, right? You saying this before we got on this live. I just spent like the last 3 hours by my fireplace, just chilling, listening to music. Once you're doing that, you guess what? 3, 4 people like, yo, I'm trying to come through and catch a vibe. Do what you're doing. I'm like, no. This is me time. It's Friday night. I'm unwinding. This is all me, man. I'm
Right.
enjoying the time. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be,
But
man.
you know what the problem is though? Like, I was thinking about this the other day, man. A lot of dudes are fucking slaves to their fucking pipe, man.
That's what. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta
Slave. I
control
use that
your
word
emotions,
perfect.
right? You gotta
Niggas
control.
is slaves to their fucking pipe, man. Like, yo, you gotta learn how to control your testosterone, man.
Yeah, people are
I wish I
prisoners.
could hear what Finesse saying because I know he's spitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. People are prisoners to their emotions. They're prisoners to the. They're prisoners to their hormones. You know, it's insane, man. You gotta
Right.
control. You gotta know yourself, man. Know yourself and control all that. Yo, if I was young, if I could, I don't regret anything in my life. But if I could give 14-year-old me advice, or 13-year-old me advice, I'll be like, you know what? Forget everything. Spend the next 10 years of your life just knowing yourself, understanding yourself,
Mm.
get to know yourself. And guess what? You'll get far ahead in life, man.
Yeah, man.
They don't hear it. You gotta put the work in.
You put the work in with yourself. And guess what? Once you
Yes.
master yourself, you can apply that to everything. And those intangibles will take you far. Adaptation will be easier.
Mm. All right, man. If we got any questions, how long you been here?
I'm about to jump out.
Yeah, we got about 10 more minutes, man.
I'm about to jump out in a minute, second.
So if there's any questions, we make it 5 minutes. If we got questions, we make it 10 minutes, man. I mean, I love this episode, man. This
Yeah.
was a great chop up, man. Where Sazzo in the building, Jess in the building, Trav. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
And it ain't had nothing to do with no brawls.
oh
Exactly. Oh,
no,
yeah.
but that's the the
You
crazy
You know
did.
thing
what I'm
is,
saying?
man, like yo, um, people
It's
people
life
gotta
shit.
understand, like there's
Word.
communities of like-minded individuals, and yo, I bet you women come up only 10% of the time, man. Most of the time it's just self-improvement and understanding yourself, man. I mean, shit like this might have to go behind paywalls, man, because guess what? Those who are really seeking themselves will
Yes.
really appreciate that. Somebody who's looking to find out how to get a number wouldn't understand this. This is way more valuable than that dumb question, and that shit will go above their heads, right? So yo, not everything's for the masses, you know. Some shit like this might have to be behind paywalls for people who really
Who
seek
really
it.
want it. People who really
Yeah,
want this information, man. That's where it's gonna have to go to, man.
And you know the other thing I didn't hear on this chat on this panel? It's
What?
very interesting. I hear nobody hating on women.
Right. Yeah.
You know the
But what? What's it? Why hate on women, man?
the
Like
yin
like
and
like 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 the OGMP would say, man. That's like hating a dog for barking, man.
yeah,
Why hate on?
it's the yin and the yang. You don't hate on what's necessary. You don't hate on nature.
Yep.
You don't hate on the elements of life. You learn to work with it and operate with them. I mean, come on.
I love women. I just don't trust them. I love them though.
I
Hey yo,
mean, definitely.
Golden Child put something in the chat. I like, man. He said, "Well, I appreciate y'all. A real player can't lose. Knowledge and wisdom is powerful and priceless. It's truth, man. I learned that at a young age, man. Gain knowledge, man. Nobody can ever take that away from you.
Yeah, I mean, like, yo, you might dislike rainy days, but guess what? You understand that rain is necessary for crops to grow. Rain is necessary for evolution. Rain is necessary for pollination. It is part of the ecosystem. You got to understand, accept that, embrace it. That's just sucker shit, man. Hating on, nah, man. We don't do that. We don't
Hey,
operate
for
on that,
what?
man. That's low frequency behavior, man. Like my mind doesn't register on shit like that, you know? Because I mean, it's it's thinking that you're far outgrown, right? So like to lower yourself to frequency like that, man. That's detrimental, man. Like
Yeah,
my antennas don't pick up on shit like that.
it's feminine, actually.
Oh no. Never pick up on shit like that.
Well, you guys, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna tap out right quick. I got some business I gotta take care of.
No
Peace,
doubt.
bro.
No doubt.
All right, shout out NBA.
All right, we ain't got no questions. So let me tell anybody listen to the playback, anybody in chat, you know what I'm saying? Go to the Red Pill Chauvinist channel. You know what I mean? Subscribe.
And this
Check out the
and this is a solid playback. You got to be able to. It's a what hour 24. You listen to it. You play it while you're working. Whatever you do, it will be done
yeah.
before you know it. But it's a lot of gems in there. If you got to take a pen and paper and write that, you do that. This is Patreon level. This is Patreon level playback. Patreon level drop. But sometimes, man, you got to give to the congregation, man. He who give it takes. So I mean, do what you want with it to the congregation, man. Blessings. But guess
Fact.
what? Don't hold on to the blessings. If you got to bless athlete for the game, bless whoever for the game, you do that, man. You know, who gives receives. So I mean, do what you got to do. Don't hold on to your blessings by being stingy, man. Because
Fact.
at the end of the game, at the end of the day, nobody here is entitled to give anybody their time, right? We just love the empowerment and everything. So yeah,
We
to
really
the
love the game,
congregation.
so we love life. That's why we up here talking about it.
Yeah, so to the congregation, if you got to put something in the ministry's books for AFI, you do that. You got to do that for RPC. You do that. Show that love. So that push is there to keep creating and reciprocating, putting that energy out there. Because if you're taking, you're always taking from somebody. You're gonna drain them. You got to
Right.
give them means to recharge. Guess what? If you got to do that $5 Patreon, that $5 super chat, AFI, this is for your coffee, or you know what? $20, this is for your next bottle of wine or something
Exactly.
like that. You're replenishing that energy you're taking, man. So you know what? Keep that in mind, man. I know most of you do that, so I mean, blessings to you guys who do that. But to those who don't, and you're listening to the playback, man, you're taking. The least you can do is at least like the video, subscribe to the channel, just show that love back, man. Because guess what? You got to take it from somewhere, right? That energy is transferred. So all of that just revitalizes the person to keep giving to you. Don't sell
That's
yourself
true.
short. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you're not putting back into him, there's nothing left to give, and you're cheating yourself.
Mm. You're inspiring, breathing, inspiring them to do more, man.
Yeah.
Man, check the channel out. Hit me up on IG. My IG's, the Red Pill Chauvinist, one word. You know what I mean? If you want to have any questions, whatever, man. Definitely, man, check out the videos, man. Red Pill Lenses, video channel. Video vlogs. I should say travel vlogs. Manipulated man talking about, female nature and how to move accordingly, how to not be upset. The manipulated man is not a series on hating on women. It's a series on understanding them and learning how to move accordingly and become a chess player when it comes to that situation. But yeah, check it out. I appreciate everybody on the panel. Another great Super Friends episode in the history books, man. Man, yo, we should be global right now, man. I'm just saying.
Hey, and one thing, always remember to operate in love, move on love, grace and love, and anything else, man, that's a dub, man. Never operate on negativity, man.
Shout out for the super chat. I appreciate you, a real one. I appreciate you too, bro. Real niggas,
Shout
man.
out to Golden Child. Yep. Shout out to Golden Child, man. He's a real one.
Dazo Trav.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, it's Sazo, bro. My channel is Afi's channel.
And again, I appreciate the opportunity to be on the panel. You know what I'm saying? You allow me to be on and speak my piece and all that. That doesn't get taken for granted. Thank you.
Appreciate all y'all. Y'all have a good night, fellas.
Yeah, man, appreciate you having me on,
Follow
man.
me on Dominance Mindset and Raw Gang. Check out the new anchor. I just dropped it. It's fire 40 minutes Sunday. I think y'all a long one. So check that shit out. Links in the chat. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.